Hey folks, so how do you know when to do positioning in your company? Quick recap on what positioning is and why you would do it in the first place. The reason you would do positioning is because you're really trying to find out what is your unique and differentiated kind of position, mostly in the minds of potential consumers or your existing customers or clients. But what position do you hold in their mind relative to competitors and alternatives? That's an important part. Positioning always happens sort of in the arena of your competition and other alternatives. So, for example, I'm going to take something on my desk. This can of bubbly water. This is in the category of sparkling, lightly flavored water. What position does bubbly hold? Well, position for me, in reality, it is an alternative to Lacroix and other generic brands. That's its position. It's really as simple as that. It's an affordable, widely available, lightly flavored, carbonated drink that we can get at Target that's an alternative to Lacroix. That's the position it holds in my mind. All right. And so your position is really something that you can influence, but you don't get to control exactly what it is in other people's minds. But you want to influence it heavily. For example, motive 3, the position we hold is we want you to think of us. If you're in the mid-market and you are not clear on your position and you want your position to be the precursor to a messaging strategy that drives the story that you tell about your business internally and externally, we would like to hold that position in your minds. So there are things that you've got to figure out where your position is relative to your other alternatives. But when would you do positioning? Here are the top 5 times that you would do positioning in your marketplace. So one of them actually is at a market entry or a market launch. This is slightly complicated, I will tell you, because if you haven't yet found product market fit, what you're really trying to do is validate that your hypothesis about the position that you're going to hold in the market is true. However, the reason many new companies start or new brands or services are launched is because there is a perceived gap in the marketplace. So if you're going to fill a new perceived gap in the marketplace, you want to position yourself, and this is really important, position yourself against something that already exists. Easiest example I can think of right now is Uber, right? Before there was Uber, there was no Uber, but Uber said, taxis are a pain in the butt. Wouldn't it be easier if you could just pick up your phone and say, I need a car now, and someone could get there within a few minutes and you could actually watch them getting there. That's how they positioned themselves at the very beginning of their market launch against the existing kind of taxi industry. So that's how you would do it as a marketing launch, is you're saying, hey, there's a big hole in the market that people are irritated with. We can fill that hole with a unique offer. And that's your position. And that's at market entry or launch. Okay. The next one is you're rebranding, you're pivoting, or you're potentially niching down. Now, this happens for all sorts of reasons. Why would you rebrand? There's a million reasons you would rebrand. I rebranded our company a few years ago from Zumaeta Group to Motive 3 because I wanted to take my name out of it as we started to kind of build and have different people executing on things. I didn't want it necessarily only associated with my name. So that was just a simple rebrand, but there could also be a pivot or a niche down. You could, and this happens a lot of times when you're moving from market entry, into a rebrand, is you introduce an offer to the market and then you sort of realize the part that people are mostly buying is this. And so you're going to niche down and start to eliminate a lot of the other things that you were saying about your brand. So you want to position yourself a little bit differently, or there could be a pivot. And that's when you might be upgrading or evolving the position that you hold in the marketplace. Way, way, way back in the day, Kodak was positioned as film for film cameras. They failed to see an opportunity and reposition themselves, which is why Kodak is no more. But you can see, like, one of the reasons that you would do it is you're really trying to evolve your company into something new. And you need to reposition it so people associate your company with the new thing, not the old thing. The third thing is you're just receiving competitive pressure. right? This happens all the time, by the way, in businesses that are in finance, that are in technology, that are in healthcare, et cetera. I even have clients, swear to God, that some of their competitors come and rip off almost their exact web page and web copy, things we've worked really hard to develop. And then a competitor just comes and says like, yeah, us too. Okay. What that means is that you need to, first of all, they're unethical, those other ones. But what you need to try to do is come up with a position that the people in your competitive set cannot easily say, or if they say it, they can't deliver on it, which is going to erode their business. So if you've got competitive pressures and you're feeling like we're all kind of saying the same thing, maybe you're saying the same thing as your competitors, or your competitors are saying the same thing as you, that's a really good indication that it's time to do a positioning exercise. Stagnant or declining sales, very much related to the one above. If you're just not moving the needle anymore, it may be that your positioning is a little bit outdated. You need to update it. You might just even need it for kind of like that boost of energy. You do the positioning is what happens, by the way. That's the homework exercise. You don't go to market with your position. Then you'll build your messaging around your position and take that to market. And then the final one, and we do a fair amount of this as well, is M&A. You're buying a company that complements your offer, or your company is getting sold and moving into a bigger portfolio of things, and you're going to fill a smaller niche. And so this M&A activity can trigger actually a lot of these other reasons. And so those are the times that you would do positioning. Positioning is vital. Positioning is the foundation, the sort of like first domino that needs to be done to knock over all of the marketing dominoes that are going to follow. And so we only do messaging strategy and messaging playbooks once we've locked down positioning.